so far. Without the source, without the root, man is nothing.
Yeah, without the root connecting to the appropriate, the source where it can draw all of the nutrients, okay, or whatever names they are called, then the man, the tree that is standing is nothing. It's going to wither. Even if it doesn't wither, it will just be there. Whereas another tree that can go deep, deep down in the same soil that tomato is saying is not fertile, cassava will go deep down and produce good tubers because it's connected. So without source, just like the tree will be useless. Yeah, let's use tree now, because if we use ordinary plant, we say, yeah, but you can do that in a sack or in a pot of flower. So tree would have to be in natural habitat. Without source, we're like mobile phones. All we can do by ourselves is make calls and send text messages. But with connection to source, we're like mobile phone now connected to internet and have access to how many millions of applications of different apps do you have on only Google Play? Millions. So with connection to the internet, you now have access to millions of different applications. And this tool now becomes very, very, very powerful. Our own internet is source. Our own internet is source, and the different applications, apps there, they are the resources available in source that will get true knowledge. All right. So we can become powerful. Yes.
What do you think? Is there a highest level of spirituality, or this level, that one can get? What's the highest level of do I use the word frequency or spirituality, that we can actually get to? Is there any highest?
Frequency. Where did you get that word frequency?
Because I know that from what we've been teaching and from my understanding, man actually can operate at different levels of energy or frequency. So when you're talking about one level or the other, when the higher you go, the higher the frequency. That was what prompted the question.
Oh, okay, that's beautiful. Beautiful. So frequency would be, yes, awesome word. The way we want to explain these things in physics, if we're not just talking abstract. All right, we want to relate it to bring it down to what you already know. Then we'll talk about, I think we'll still talk about it. We'll talk about vibration, and then we'll talk more about frequencies. We'll talk about universal laws. But it's good that you already know what frequencies are. All right. So the highest level of spirituality that is possible to man, yeah, is to ultimately become pure in love. I mean, that's it. That's higher level. From being self to being love. From being about me to being about others. So this is the highest level. Love. When that love becomes pure, that is the highest. And then how can you get there? Again, you're already practicing principle, you said, because everything's about practice principle. So how do you accelerate? Is there any other thing you should do in addition to practice principle so that you can get here faster? Because that's the journey. Yeah, that's the goal. That's the vision. That's what you are seeing ahead of you. But even though all you have been able to do is move from this point to this point, you have achieved so much just moving from here to here. It's not a one-day journey. All right. So the only thing you can possibly do here is the one thing that you are already doing: practice principle. So are there more principles to practice so that you can get faster results? No. Principle is just one. It's just in our explanation of understanding these principles and seeing how relevant, so that at one time or another time, it will hit some chord for you. Okay, makes sense. That must be it. So that's why we're looking at trying to explain it using all kinds of examples, different formats, and but basically principle is one. It's the same principle. All right. So the only thing you can possibly do is to practice principle the more. There are no practice more principles because principle is essentially one. But practice principle the more. Does it make any difference? So
I'm just going to ask.
The one thing that you are doing, do it more. The one good thing that you are doing, do it more. Do it more frequently. There are no many things to do. There's just one thing to do. Just do it more frequently. That's just it. So if your practice of principle, like I gave in my own example, I practiced one principle and it worked for me. I mean, I practiced it in one area, it worked for me. So I just look for, I became excited. I just naturally wanted to do more of it. So instead of doing it for just one person, in fact, I do not even need anybody to come tell me now that if doing it for just one family is giving me this result, it becomes natural that I want to do it for 2, 3, 4, 7, 15, 20 families. So just do it more. Do it more. Not, okay, that one is working. Now go and look for, I mean, that's how the world may see it. Now that one is working, now go and do this other 5 different types. No, principle is the same. Whether you are giving it in payment of school fees, whether you are giving it in payment of, whether you're not even paying at all because you don't have money to pay, but you are giving it in your time, or you don't even have time, the only thing you know to do is good wishes. So you are giving it in good wishes. However you are giving it, as long as it is given based on love, do it more. Do more of it.